Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jamal. Here we talk gymnastics and all other things, some other things maybe in the future, but now I'm focused on gymnastics. And today, the team was just introduced for the women who are going to Jakarta. And with the injuries to Claire Peace and Hezzy Rivera, I don't think this particular team was unexpected, but now the medals kind of shift a little bit because I did have Hesley as a contender for gold, and I'm not really sure about the others. But let's just go through them pretty quickly and see what we have. All right, let's start with Sky Blakely. I'm very to see that Sky's on this team. Yes, she wasn't perfect throughout, the selection process, but based on the team at hand, I do think she is the best pick. If you're looking at like the third or fourth spot, most likely she was the fourth woman pick. And here's why: Sky has a lot of international experience. She has performed well. She has medals. And when you look at her potential, particularly on beam, she's a really good pick based on the pool we have. Now, bars, let's be honest, to me, bars is going to come down to Kalia Namor and maybe Chu from China. And maybe there's some others I'm missing, but those are, to me, the two main contenders. And, with the bronze kind of being up for grabs, I think Sky just has enough start value to be in somewhat contention, but her consistency right now is not the best. So that's for her bars. Now for her beam, if she hits, I think she could be up there. I think she's, a contender because she does have the start value. And, when she has done her skills look good. It's just when I see her, I can see the nerves. So I'm hoping she can get over the nerves in time for Jakarta because I do like her form. I do like her skills. I do like the choreography of her beam. It just comes down to whether she hits or not. And I'm really rooting for her. Now, on to Dulcie Kaler. Dulcie, for me, came out of nowhere. And it kind of is reminiscent of what happened with Hesley in Paris 2024, where there was a rash of injuries and Hesley found herself on the team. I'm hoping Dulcie performs better, and I'm hoping that she can hit, but I'm concerned to see if she has the start values and what her execution scores will look like internationally. Only because I haven't seen her on any international teams. I don't really follow the World Cups like I should. I'll be up on those moving forward. So I'm looking forward to see how the judges receive her internationally because we all know domestic scoring can be a little inflated, and I believe other folks made some mistakes. So Dulcie, you got your shot. I hope you do your best, and I hope you can like be somewhat in the top six maybe of the world if all goes well. But you never know. Worlds after an Olympics is always a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't know who's going to show up at the end. So, Dulcie, good luck to you. Now, Jocelyn for me is a really, really good pick, but she's also a wild card. Here's why. Jocelyn, if she has all her difficulty, has the start values to be in the mix for the all round, which could lead us to a whole 2012 Jordan Weaver situation to where if Dulcie falters and Jocelyn does okay or does well, Jocelyn might sneak in there over Dulcie just based on start values alone. But Jocelyn's bars is a okay type thing because it's like I don't want to say it would be a waste for Jocelyn to make all around, but it would kind of feel that way. And I think a lot of us who are around in 2012 kind of felt the same thing with Ali Raisman when Ali actually made the all around over Jordan. And Ali tied with Aaliyah for the bronze, if I recall correctly, but there was a tiebreaker. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But I know it was like a big deal in that. And for Ali even to get that high with her bars was a colossal achievement. And I'm kind of seeing Jocelyn in the same fashion. So who knows? But back to Jocelyn's main medal contender points, I have Jocelyn contending for vault and floor. Jocelyn has her difficulty on floor. I believe at nationals she put up a 6.5 difficulty, which is like quite a few tenths ahead of some of the top European floor workers. So I'm really giving her like gold medal contention for that. And for vault, if she has her Chung back, I really believe it could come down to her and Leanne for the vault title. Like, who would have thought that? But we'll get to Leanne in a moment. But back to Jocelyn. You know, Jocelyn, full difficulty. I think she will be neck and neck for gold if it's with Leanne for the simple fact that Jocelyn's more powerful, but Leanne is cleaner. So it's going to come down to execution at the end of the day and who executes their vaults the best of their ability on that day. I don't see anyone else challenging them in that aspect. All right, moving on to Miss Leanne Wong. And I don't know, I have a soft spot for Leanne Wong. I really do, and here's why. For some reason, it seems like she has made every world's team since like what 2019, 2020, but no Olympic teams. And I would like to see her get a gold medal, of her own. Yes, she has some individual medals from what 2021. That's great, but I kind of just want her to get the goal that I think she kind of quote unquote deserves. Like, she's put in the work. She was going to school doing NCAA while doing elite as well. Plus, she's actually like on her way to med school and she's running a successful business. Like, she's doing all these things. And for someone who works so hard, you really do want to see them achieve like the highest awards possible, just for the simple fact that you want to think that hard work does pay off. And in Leanne's case, I have her in contention mainly on vault because she has a Chung, and when she stays on the mat, a good DTY. So provided that you know Leanne stays on the mat, I really think she could win gold. I don't see her in contention on bars. I don't think she has a start value, and I don't think she has a start value on beam either. So that being said, her next and last case for maybe a medal would be the all around. I kind of feel if others like falter or do not live up to their expectations of the day, I think Leanne can sneak in there with the medal based on her execution. But that wraps it up for this video. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this team. Like, are you kind of disappointed? Are you excited? Like, how many medals do you think the U.S. will win? Now, I'll count mine down. I have Sky right now. I'm going to give Sky the beam bronze, so that's one. I don't see Dulcie medaling right now. I don't see it. I do have Jocelyn medaling on vault and floor, so that's a total of three. And I'm going to give Leanne a vault medal, so that's four. So in my opinion, I think the U.S. walks away with four medals. Now, for some reason, the U.S. and the ladies don't live up to any like expectation that others may have. I have some people saying they can get up to five. I see other people saying they'll get none. Even if the U.S. gets none, it's not a complete tragedy given that it's the year post Olympics. We have our best gymnasts either sitting out or recovering from injury. Plus, we have a new crop of gymnasts who just really aren't ready to make their international debut, and that's okay. It's the year after the Olympics. The sky is not falling too much. There's a couple of clouds that might be hitting the ground. But we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. It's better to have our gymnasts healthy, going into the Olympics than them being fully healthy now, training them into the ground just for some medals that, if we're being honest, yes, they're world medals, really don't hold much weight. The medals that hold the most weight, in my opinion, are the medals won in late 2026, 2027, and the early ones in 2028. So, let's just use this as a rebuilding year to see what we have. Let our injured gymnasts get healed, and then we'll worry about medals and things like that down the road. That being said, I appreciate for you guys listening to me, and I really want to hear your thoughts. Will the U.S. wind up medalists, or can we sneak in a couple? I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.